Welcome to another episode of Over Us. Today, we have the founder of all things real estate. I believe they're the biggest real estate company of all time for merch. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
If you say so, Matt.
Yes. Tracey Hicks is on the program. Tracey, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, you too.
So for people who may not know you, who is Tracey Hicks? What's All Things Real Estate? And how did you get here? How are you on the greatest podcast of all time?
Yeah, congratulations, by the way. I'm making it.
Congrats.
I know, right? I knew this guy, Eric from The Broke Agent, reached out. I think it was probably like 5 or 6 years ago. We were both kind of just starting out at the same time. And we were like, okay, well, let's figure something out. And then 6 years later, we finally, we kept in touch and chatted and whatnot. But yeah, it's been 6 years. So I started All Things Real Estate just because there's just been crap. I forgot to ask, are we cussing on this podcast or not?
Fuck yes. Yeah, that all the time.
Yes, we are.
Oh, good. Phew. So all the shit that we've had as realtors available to us has just been crap and terrible. And it's a reflection of, our business, and not everybody has a design sense or style or branding, and all that really wasn't quite a fad at that time. So it was, I guess, 6-7 years ago. But even getting into real estate 18 years ago was like, even my sticker with my name and phone number had to be the right font and the right color. And I really cared about how my stuff looked just because that was fun for me. And it wasn't like, oh, I want to stand out from the rest of the realtors, which is a good reason to do that too. But yeah, it's just been the ugly, boring old crap for so long. And so I like realtors more than real estating, I guess. I love my clients, don't get me wrong, but I love the realtor community. And I think that it's a hard job and they just don't get enough credit. And so I felt like this was something I could do to support them and help them in their business and be successful. And I could just give them ideas and I didn't have to do it.
Right.
I was like, here's an idea. Do this, go be successful. And I'll sell you a $19 sign instead of a, $10,000 commission check, but whatever.
True. Well, you're doing the entire industry a great service by making everyone look better, feel better. I can't believe you started at the same time. Tracey, you've really pulled away from the pack.
We just relaunched our merchandise.
Right.
I'm actually wearing your hoodie right now.
Hey.
Super comfortable with All Things Real Estate podcast and drinking from one of your mugs.
Hey, so which one? Don't poop at my listing.
Live, laugh, list your house with me.
Nice.
So
yes.
So you're still an active real estate agent?
No. I did my last deal probably, I think 6 years ago. I was actually, the last few deals that I did, I was doing to support this company so that I could continue to do that. And I refer out, but as you probably know, referring out is also a job. And people, if you start talking about real estate, and I'm the perfect example, like people really need to understand. If you don't understand by now, if you're not in front of people, if you're not on social media, if you're not emailing them, if you're not doing whatever it is that you're doing, they forget about you. Like, I don't get anybody. I had somebody last week that was like, I know you're not in real estate anymore, which is true, but I can refer to my agents at my real estate office, but asked me for a referral for carpet and I'm going to find a real estate agent. And I was like, shit, she should know that I can still refer out and give you somebody that works closely with me. And so you got to work that business, and I just don't do it enough.
Right.
So what was the first product in your All Things Real Estate store? And go ahead.
The first product was a home buyer journal, which I actually created for one of my clients that kept wanting to see houses that we had already literally walked through, and wanting to see houses that were out of our price range. And friends and family were like, oh, there's a house over here in this neighborhood. And she just couldn't keep track. And I was like, I'm going to make you a notebook or something that you can keep track of these houses so that you're not bugging me about stuff that, calling me at 9:00 at night. I have to go see this house tomorrow morning. And then I look it up and it's like, 100 fit $200,000 out of your price range or whatever. Is she just kind of having a notebook to vet that stuff out yourself. And when you are looking, everything blends together. You're like, oh, the house with the pink bathroom or whatever. And so if you have a book that you're putting everything in, then hopefully you can kind of go back yourself. And buyers, especially now, I mean, times have even changed, obviously, in every minute of the day in real estate. But 6 years ago, it wasn't as electronic. There wasn't, as many ways to find a house. Like you couldn't be sitting in front of the house and then find it right then and there on your phone. So, but even if you do that, even if you are like totally electronic, it's still nice to write stuff down and like remember things about houses that you really liked and why you didn't like things. And it just kind of gives them that autonomy to kind of, do a little bit on their own. And how many times have realtors heard, I didn't want to bug you. And so that they go use some other agent or something. It's like,
it's like an artifact too.
But don't bug me, but bug me.
Of course, exactly. It's like an artifact they could keep from their home search too.
Yes.
So like a cool little memory saying like, hey, remember this one on King Street?
Yep.
Wrote offers on this one. So that's really cool. So was that just a standalone product? And did it start just as an online store? Or did you start with because I know you have a brick and mortar shop in Portland, correct?
Yeah. I actually was selling them out of the trunk of my car to other realtors because as soon as I was kind of designing it with a designer, I was like, oh my God, this is something that all agents can use because they can use it as a marketing tool. They can put their information on the inside cover. And so when you go meet with somebody and you give them this journal, it's not like back in the day. Again, times have changed so much, making me feel old that I keep saying that. But I promise I won't be one of those realtors that's like, I've been in the business 20 years and I know it. Not that guy. But you're giving them something meaningful and something they can actually use and not like breath mints with the title company on it or whatever. So yeah, I was like, okay, agents can totally use this in marketing. And as soon as I kind of just put it out there a little bit on Facebook was all we really had back then. And agents were like, I need some of those. And so I was printing more and people would actually come to my house and like, I would sell them journals out of my car, out of my house. And so, the company started as homebuyerjournals.com and we bought that through Shopify. And then we decided to be All Things Real Estate because it was like, okay, how the hell am I going to sell journals to realtors? Like it's a product they don't know about. They've never heard of it. They're not looking for it. They don't know about it. Sold signs, stickers, things like that is stuff they need. So I was like, well, let me do those and that'll get them in the store to buy a sticker and then I can sell them a journal. And then it just quickly took off from there. And our URL with Shopify is still Home Buyer Journals. And so sometimes people get confused, but we try to get All Things Real Estate on as much like their receipts and stuff. Cause then they're like, who the hell is this Home Buyer Journals?
Yeah. How often are you producing new product? And is there like a time? Cause like Eric and I find that if we put out too much, it's almost like too confusing for the consumer. So how do you how are you figuring that out? And how are you like strategic about your releases?
I'm not at all. I'm totally willy-nilly. Like, I'm a creative. I'm a wannabe creative. I have the ideas. Luckily, I have a fantastic designer that can I can tell her what I want and then she spits out exactly what I was thinking. But yeah, it's really, I wish I knew the answer to that. Like I crave a strategy and I'm somewhat organized in some sense of the word. And I think realtors need to understand that too, because all too often, especially in social media right now, everything has to be perfect. And I have to have this marketing plan and this calendar and I need to post this and, and sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. And that's okay. As long as you're putting stuff out and trying and all that good stuff, we're constantly trying to figure out how to strategically do that. I've talked to people from like Nike is here. And so I have a lot of friends and family or people that know Nike employees or Adidas and people from big corporations. I'm like, how do you guys do this? How is your content, how do you launch a product or a new shoe or whatever and think that I need to go on that path? And if it's not going to work for me, I'm not going to do it. It just has to. So it's just willy-nilly. I had an idea. We get it designed. We print it out. I throw it out there. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. The stuff I really love sometimes bombs. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'll keep it around like, oh, maybe it'll catch on. Sometimes it just takes an Instagram post, as you guys know, with social media. You just never know what's going to go viral. And that's the high that we're all chasing as entrepreneurs and business owners. It's like, whether it's something viral or something it's same with listings, it's like you get 30 showings or you get no showings. And sometimes you don't know why. And that's got to be okay too.
It's that's so weird. Even with content, like with my videos and stuff, the video that you think is going to crush, you spent all the time on, doesn't do what you thought. And then the video of you in your
throw
car,
up
selfie mode that took 2 minutes just crushes. You just never know. You gotta just throw it all over the wall and see what sticks, I guess.
It's crazy. You have to have just such a simple caption that brings them into. I posted this video a couple of days ago that was like a Stranger Things video that had all of this. It was like a live action meme that took someone 2.5 hours to make. And it got like a third of the views of everything else. And I thought it was a really clever post, but it really is crazy seeing what hits and what doesn't. But you do have, seasonal launches, right? So if there's, Halloween coming up or Christmas or Thanksgiving, you do prepare for that and have products. Like, is that one of your best times for sales, kind of like right around this period, or no?
Nope. We're completely opposite from everybody else. I mean, we run with, a realtor calendar. So the end of the year is slower. Now, the last few years, obviously it's been super weird. And, sometimes people, the last couple of years I've heard November and December were my best months, but really I think what that means is September and October were probably their best months, but they closed in, the money was coming in November, December. So they were thinking it was their best months, but we definitely have a slowdown in the wintertime. And we try to do holiday stuff. The other thing too is we were new to the industry business 6 years ago, but now a lot of the sign companies are catching on. Now you can definitely tell on All Things Real Estate product from others. And sometimes I wish I could be like you guys and just totally make fun of some of the shit that people put out. I'm just like, but a lot of times realtors, again, don't care or think it's really great. And so I can't like rain on their parade and be like, that shit is ugly. Like, what are you doing?
The bar is still a little low. I mean, I won't say it here. I won't say it. I don't know. Actually, Tracey, do you have any ties with any other? Do you like anyone else?
Do I like anyone else?
Anyone else in the space?
Yeah. I mean, okay. The other thing is that the industry is very male dominated. I'm in the print industry now.
Yeah. Right.
And so we're printing our own products, and it is a very male, white dominated business and industry. And so I learned that really fast. I went to NAR one year and set up our booth, and it's super fun and colorful, and we don't know what the hell we're doing. We're just, throw a few tablecloths out in our product. And I look over and there's this like sign company that's huge and been in business for a really long time. And
Lighter
it's like,
Side? Is lighter side of real estate? Was that who it was? They doom and gloom.
Is that who you were?
I've never heard of them.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's perfect. They come rain on your parade with
Right. Yeah. No, this huge sign company literally stole our design, like took it off the site and put it on a sign, and like didn't even try to tweak it at all, and had it out next to us. And then he came over to us and was like, yeah, I kind of, I asked him not to put me next to you. And I was like, why? And he was like, well, because we kind of have the same things. I was like, no, we don't. Your stuff looks nothing like my stuff. And then I look over and see my sign. I'm like, what the hell? And so it was just weird. And that kind of stuff does happen. And, you try to protect your trademark. But the bottom line is, we think of ourselves as like the Pepsi or Coke of the industry. And there's going to be all these other colas that come out, of course, but we're still kind of, the first, and we're not for everybody. Like some people think our stuff is too expensive. I won't go into that because realtors are listening, and I'm going to try to be really nice, but they get a little cheap sometimes. And I, again, chasing that perfect client or customer. It's the same for realtors. It's like you need to go with your people and don't try to sell something or try to have a client that is not like you at all or whatever. It's the same for us customer wise.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of similarities in building your business in the print business and building a real estate business.
Yeah.
So And then
And having realtors as customers is just,
I'm sure
even
it's a nightmare.
Our job. Yeah. We have the same exact demographic that we're going after.
Yeah.
And I'm an active agent, and I know
Yeah.
I'm a fucking nightmare to work with.
But even if it's an extra like $5 or $10 for a shirt, if people are saying it's too expensive, like this is marketing. You're not just, I mean, you can just wear it around the house, but the goal is to take photos in these things and show people around to remind them you're in real estate without saying you're in real estate. And I'm sure you've gotten tons of feedback about how this is actually getting people more business because it's just more subtle marketing in a cool, fashionable way. So you're helping people and not just giving them products that they need and want to wear, but it's great for their marketing.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's going to bring them more business, and it's a quality shirt. I mean, there's a reason why, Rolex is Rolex and Timex is Timex. They both tell time, but like someone is way superior in quality and way superior at marketing.
Yep, exactly. And the people that are like, oh, well, Rolex, mama, whatever. It's the same for us too. It's like, if you care about your branding and you care about how, you want your business to run. And again, I always say we're not for everybody. And I'm really trying hard to hone in on our customers. Like, we just got a $600 order come through, and she probably didn't ask for a discount code and didn't bat an eyelash when shipping was a little high, because shipping's fucking expensive right now. And it's, and so those are the customers that I want. That,
people
that value us.
$1,000, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm like a partner with them. I feel like I'm a part of their marketing strategy. And yeah, we're going to get the people that are just going to buy a hat or a pop socket. We got 2 complaints about pop sockets this week. It won't stick to my case, and I'm so disappointed. I can't even tell you how many times we've disappointed people because something isn't working out the way they thought, or I don't know. But yeah, it's the same as a realtor.
I don't get that.
So that's a huge problem in the merch game. And when I first started selling merch in 2016, just shirts, I was packaging it myself. And I literally just stole Nike's logo and said, just sell it, and put like a key at the end, which was 100% illegal.
Sell them until you couldn't.
And even, the small amount of orders that I was doing, there was a complaint 1 in every 10. And it was good, products. These are just like, your common printful canvas shirt or whatever it is, canvas shirt. But, if it didn't fit them perfectly, even though they got the size that they wanted, or I would get complaints that the package smelled because it's like in this new package, and all they have to do is watch it, or like the logo was in the wrong place, or I don't know. There was just so many complaints. How do you deal with all of that? Like, do you have a customer support? And like, I mean, how much time is spent on that? Because you're doing massive volume on these things, so I'm sure you're getting complaints, not because there's anything wrong with the products, but just because that's what people do.
I mean, apparel is super hard. It's the number 1 returned item. It's probably the only thing we get returned, and I understand. I would hate ordering. I return shit all the time too, but yeah, we have 5 staff and we have a customer support person. And I actually had to do that job in the last month because of a turnover, and we were moving from a 2,000 square foot to a 5,000 square foot warehouse. So I was moving the space. I was doing the customer support job. I am still exhausted from that, but I'm really glad that it happened, because there were a lot of things that I could fix and automate and figure out, okay, why is this position the middleman for that when it could go from here to there? And you don't know until you're actually doing that. And so, yeah, if I was only in the apparel space, I would lose my mind. There's just no way. And so that's why it's really great that we are doing all different kind of products, and there's no other company that does signs and hats or whatever. So that really helps. It's really tough for, again, we get all kinds of customers and they are all realtors, but we're not Nordstrom, or we're not just Nordstrom's a bad example because they're really great at customer service, but we're not like some company that doesn't give a shit, or just trying to sell you crap. Like, we care about you too. And I got into it with a customer. I was finally just at my wit's end with this person, and they did a chargeback on us, and it was a lot of money, and they got all their product, but they were irritated about something and just I was like, that hurts small business. Like, don't be an asshole. And then I'm like, you're a freaking realtor. Like, that's just, it irritates the crap out of me. I'm like, it's not a good look on our industry. It's not a good look on, you. And sometimes I am like, okay, do I let her broker know? So, like I sometimes take it that far because I'm a realtor too, and I am a part of this community. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things. And I also understand people are stressed the fuck out right now. Realtors have a hard job, like emotionally, it is just draining. And again, I understand that too, but don't take it out on the little guys. We're trying to be there for you. And I can't even tell you how many times we've gotten people that have apologized and been like, oh my God, I totally took that out on you. And we appreciate that. It's like being real, be honest.
And if it wasn't for you, they'd be wearing fucking polos with Remax on it.
Exactly.
So
or the Century
Jesus
21
Christ.
gold jacket.
Yeah, the gold
Ugh.
jacket. Holy shit. What are they on the fucking
Oh my
golf
God, I
course?
want to bring the gold jacket with the name tag back.
That would be a good.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be
a good
something for you
ugly
guys
sweater.
to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's something like Eric and I, we've been trying to partner on stuff and figure that out. And that's also, an interesting part of this too, is that, trying to be, make fun of the industry and like also, only realtors understand that. And then trying to make merch out of that has been, a little difficult. And we've been trying to figure that out for you. And it's a learning thing. Like we will try anything. It's, we're all entrepreneurs, and it's like, how do you know if it's not going to work out unless you, do it? Just like your stuff you're posting and things like that. Like you don't know. And so just, keep trying shit and don't feel bad if it doesn't work out. As realtors, that stuff just kind of sticks with you and you take it around with you all week long. You're just irritated about something. And it's like, shit happens.
You have to be
estate.
really strategic about it though, because you do most of your printing in-house, correct?
Yeah.
So when we launch a product and say we're doing it through, Printful, or,
Yep.
we could just kind of post something and then see how it goes and ship with
Yeah.
the third-party shipping, you have to order in bulk beforehand.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
your
So
testing is a little bit different. Like, do you ever do any testing
is.
on social media saying, would you prefer this one or this one, and kind of test the products before?
Yeah. And then they don't fucking buy it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
get
they're all
everybody
like,
that's
100% this one.
I
And
love
I'm like,
that.
all
Right.
right, see ya.
Yeah, exactly. No, and we try the third party stuff too. And just like you were saying, Eric, earlier with like quality control and things like that, when you use those third party apps, yeah, it's a huge part of the industry, but they're also one up. So you don't see the product. So like the beanies right now we did these, they're embroidered. We ordered them ahead of time so we could see samples. Embroidery is a way safer way to go in terms of apparel, because with screen printing, it could be off center, like you said. I mean, it still could with embroidery, but their machines are a lot more precise. And so anyway, we got testers and the beanies took off like crazy. So we're like, oh, we'll do hoodies too, like embroidered zip up hoodies. They were super dope. We loved them. And then the third party company that was doing them were running out of large blacks, small red, or whatever. And so it was just, we took them off the site. We were like, this is too much. Like customers are getting pissed and disappointed in us because shit is happening. And so, yeah, sometimes, I mean, it's taken us a long time. Like the real estate life and the want to buy a house stuff does really well, but we've had that stuff for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. So they're like the OGs, and I'll try to do something different. I'm going to do a few things for NAR this year. I'm going to print 100 and take them and see if they sell out. And if they do, then great. I'll put them on the site. And if they don't, then I'm going to have a whole bunch of extra hoodies on sale.
Send them our way.
Yeah. It's all trial and error. And it's a good, it's a good mentality to have. Like I said, what you're doing with your business in the print business and real estate, because that's what it is. And a lot of people are just scared to start and scared to just, see, will people like this? You won't know unless you post your video or whatever you want for your real estate business. So I like how there's like, a lot of similarities.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely my real estate, and I always say, look, I'm just a realtor, like, running this e-commerce business that I've never run a e-commerce before. I've never even worked retail a day in my life. I went from like kids to restaurants to real estate. Or restaurant to kids to real estate. But yeah, so I'm a people person, and I like, talking, I like relationships. And so sometimes that's hard too, is like, I want to know all of our customers and I want to talk to them. And so when they come in the store, like I'm not doing my job because I'm here chatting with, a realtor that came in and is like, I love your stuff and I'm looking for this. And, oh, what do you think I should do with this? And that's the fun part. So right now we're all in one office downstairs while my office is being carpeted or whatever needs to be done up there. And so I'm like down with the customers still, and it's really distracting, but it's also the fun part of the job, and it's stuff you need to know as a business owner. Again, kind of going back to that parallel with real estate, it's kind of who you are as a person, and those relationships are really important to nurture. And we love our customers, most of them.
It's always the story. Sorry, Eric. I was just in Boston. And we went into a store called the Black Dog. It was a pub, and they have this cool merch of a black dog. My dog's black. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Let's go into the store. Anyways, I just looked around, wasn't going to buy anything. Then the lady, the owner, told me the story and the background of the entire company. And I was like, that's
now you had to buy some.
I spent $500.
Yep. Did you ask for a discount?
That's like $7,000 Canadian. It's incredible. I couldn't believe it, but it's all about the story. And I personally always want to buy from someone I like. I have certain things that I go out and I buy, I kind of splurge on, and I want to make sure that the person I'm dealing with, I like and I connect with. And that's the exact same with real estate. More than anything, I don't care how much of the product they sell. I don't care about any of that. I want to like the person I'm dealing with.
Yeah. Because you know what? That karma, all that stuff comes back to you too. Like, and what if a relationship forms out of that? Like, or what if she's like, oh, I'm moving to Canada. Let me call my friend Matt, this customer I had, or whatever. You just never know. And again, not everyone's for everyone. And it's like, you don't have to try to sell or get clients that are not like you. And realtors talk all the time about, I wish I would have fired that client a long time ago. And it's really hard to let go of that, when you have somebody, especially when you're 2 months in or whatever, and they've been a nightmare the whole time. And you're like, okay, well, I've gotten this far. It always comes back to bite you in the ass one way or another.
For sure. Definitely. And piggybacking off of what Matt just said, your origin story and being a realtor and how this entire thing started is so organic and makes you more likable, just because like you were a real estate agent. You started with home buyer journals. Like you found some, problem that had to be solved in the industry, and you're doing it successfully. And then also you do a really good job at marketing and showing yourself. Like you're doing like Instagram lives. You're constantly talking with your customers. I don't know if you're doing like Facebook lives and stuff also, but I think like the more you're out there and more people talk to you, people probably want to buy the product even more.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I hate being in front of the camera and doing that stuff. So I'll do the live. I'll be holding the camera, take them through.
But we can hear your voice and
yeah. But it's, a lot of people are like that too, where they're like, selfies are a big deal. They just get a lot of attention, and for whatever reason, world we're living in. And I know I should be doing that more, but I do it a little bit differently in my own way that's going to be comfortable for me. Because again, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So, but you have to do it. And we talked earlier about when some stuff hits and some doesn't, whether it's, virality on Instagram or a product, you just don't know. And you start second guessing yourself. You're like, okay, is it the algorithm? And is it the time of day that I posted it?
That's all. We only blame the algorithm. We only blame the algorithm.
Right.
Never the
and
content.
I'm like,
I
don't know shit about shit when it comes to algorithms and all of that stuff. And, and there's a little vulnerability in that too. Like with Facebook ads and stuff like that, we hate that we're spending. I looked at my freaking profit and loss since we started the company. Facebook has over $500,000 of mine. I mean, literally 650,000, 52,000 or something like that. We put a lot of money into Facebook, and because we get a 2x return, we get a return on that. And that is unfortunately, one of the only ways. So to get to that many people that fast, obviously social media is there for that, but it's that love-hate relationship where it's like, that's rented space. Facebook goes away tomorrow, or Meta or whatever the hell it's called, then we're screwed. And so you're constantly trying to do other things and have them in your database, but the bottom line is we are successful because of those ads. And we have to do what we can with that, but it's really freaking annoying.
There's been an advantageous shift in the algorithm though for Instagram. Everybody stop listening to the podcast right now. Matt has an announcement.
Yes, thank you very much. In real estate, it's work hard and play hard. Is it happy hour yet? Well, when you partner with Boomtown, the #1 rated real estate CRM, the work hard gets a little bit easier. It's all of the tech, tools, and support you need to generate and close conversation-ready leads. Run your business smarter with Boomtown.
That one came out of nowhere, huh?
I know. This fucking light is blinding. Okay. Let's try this again.
All right. Everybody stop what you're doing right now. Stop listening to the podcast and focus your attention on what Matt Leonetti is about to say. Stop.
Thank you. Thank you. In real estate, it's work hard and play hard. Is it happy hour yet?
Hopefully.
I hope so too. Well, when you partner with Boomtown, the #1 rated real estate CRM, the work hard gets a little bit easier. It's all of the tech, tools, and support you need to generate and close conversation-ready leads. Run your business smarter with Boomtown so you can work hard and play harder.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know. To check out Boomtown and see how you can score $750 in free digital advertising, visit boomtownroi.com/overask. That's Boomtown, ROI.com/overask.
Boom. Shift in the algorithm though for Instagram shopping. So Instagram
Yes.
recently is adding, the tag product feature. And so you can shop basically directly from your feed as opposed to doing, the link or the swipe ups. And now it's allowing you to tag and request products that other people are wearing. And one of the great things about your Instagram is you're seeing all these agents wearing the products or using these products. And it's really cool for them to get on the actual feed or be in the shop there. So have you seen, an uptick in sales or uptick in social media action since the shift?
No.
Okay, got it.
See, again, it's another one of those things where you would think, the other crazy part is, we have over 200,000 followers on our Instagram and we organically have grown that over the years and it's just been really lucky. Again, like you said, using realtors, realtors really like themselves. And so anytime we post, they love it and we love it because we get free content. They're taking pictures with our product and I don't have to, I should be hiring a professional photographer and taking, professional pictures as well. But we love the organic stuff. And when a realtor sees another realtor wearing something, they're like, wait a minute, I need that. Or, so that's really great. And we get to celebrate our customers and, share their, whatever their post or video or whatever it is. But going back to how many followers, we've had that shopping option for a really long time. People don't freaking click on it. However, what you're saying right now is that now it's become more widespread. I'm hoping that we will see an uptick in that now that people actually know that they can click on that or, because you can only point to the shop now button or whatever so many times before it just gets really salesy. And so the organic part kind of goes away a little bit, but again, it's kind of riding that social media and that advertising wave and using it to your advantage the best that you can. And hopefully now that everybody can use it, more people will do it is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. It's also requesting more products too, or not. It's appearing in people's feeds now. Mm-hmm. So now when I'm scrolling through my feed, there's shoppable products and, saying like, hey, you might be interested in this store because I like real estate posts, then, your products might be popping up more. So I bet that'll happen soon.
Yeah. I can't even tell you how many times people are like, you're everywhere. And this is the first time I've ever shopped with you.
Right.
I've been seeing your stuff for years.
Well, that's just like, real estate marketing too. Even if they don't use you for 5 or 6 years, as long as you're posting nonstop.
Yeah. Top of mind.
Always you have to be relevant. And people, and for us, like even with our ads are where they're at, like that's what people see and that's how we get our customers. But if we weren't doing organic stuff, if they saw our ad and then went to our post and we haven't posted in 3 months, they're going to be like, oh, they're out of business or they don't really do anything. So the organic part is a must. You have to, again, stay even Facebook because it's still a thing,
Yeah. And it's always been like that. It's shocking to me that like a lot of real estate agents, it really is all about consistency. If you didn't post for 3 months, people
Yeah.
would absolutely say, oh, like what's going on
They're
here?
gone.
And they would forget about you. But this
Yeah.
has happened forever. Like look at like the music industry. If a band didn't come out with a new video every quarter or
Yeah.
at least twice a year, or a new album every year, like you're gone. Oh, what happened to them? Like
Yep.
that's it.
Yep.
And
They're
then you have
washed up. Yeah.
washed up, and then
Exactly.
they have to build up and have that big release again to get back
Yeah.
in, and that may work or may not. So if you're just consistently always in people's faces, that's the best way to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're, again, probably because of realtor brain of mine, but this business is exactly the same as, what realtors have to go through. And I'm sure that turning off, like, when you went on vacation, I was like, I need to do that. Like, you just have to do that kind of stuff because it's just nonstop. There's no way you're not thinking about your business unless you're with your family and getting sidetracked. All that's doing is sidetracking you from the stuff that you really are, thinking about 24/7, which is your business. And it's like your baby, you've cultivated it. And you, just like you said, if you've posted stuff for years and then you get a client out of it, 4 years later, that could happen. And that usually is the way that real estate is that you can't turn off. And so that's clearing your head and taking a minute to take a step back and think about things. Like even just talking to you guys about business and, Matt mentioning, okay, what's your strategy? It's like, shit, I need to revisit that. So, those are all things that can benefit you. And for me, watching TV is the only way I can turn my brain off. But then I watched Shark Tank last week and I was like, shit, like they kept talking about customer acquisition costs. And I was like, you guys I've been watching Shark Tank since day one. I was like, and I haven't seen it in a while because it's on Hulu now or something. I don't have TV. And I was like, you all never talked about this before. I had to Google it. I mean, I had to know like, what is the formulation for a customer acquisition cost? I know all my other whatever terms in my QuickBooks or
Right.
that one. I was like, I'm 6 years in, I should know this shit. And so I had to ask around and ask people like, okay, this is something I need to know. And like my ad guy helped me like wrap my head around it a little bit.
It's so funny though, when you start something, when you actually start something and you want to do it, you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
You just figure it out.
Yeah.
Like you'll figure it out. You've 6 years and you're just saying you didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
You've done pretty well, So
Yeah.
like you just figure it out.
Winging it.
Yeah. That's like everyone should just know that. Like a lot of the times, even like when we bought our first place, I was like, holy shit, how are we going to like pay the bills and do all this shit? And then it just happens.
Figure it out.
You figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
First place, little humble brag right there. You're a multiple property owner.
Not yet.
Right.
No, this is my first condo. We're trying
Got
to
it.
buy a place on Thursday. So wish us luck.
Yeah. Maybe
Nice.
close to it, yeah.
Second place. Yeah.
And see, that's the thing too. Like I forget again that I'm in real estate, and I've heard this for years, is that realtors don't get rich off of their real estate business. It's because of investment properties, and realtors have that firsthand knowledge of stuff that's happening or investments that are coming up or whatever. And last night I texted one of my agents at my office and was like, hey, are you still, he bought a property in Detroit and turned it into a rental property, and we're in Portland, Oregon. And I was like, did that work out? Like, and that was a couple years ago. Well, maybe that's what I need to do, with a little bit of money that I make. It's like, okay, I need to be investing that. And so freaking Portland is so damn expensive, Eric.
Same
We're
with you.
like mini California and Canada too. I watched that reality show. I can't remember what it's called now. It's the Canadian realtor one. It's actually a good one. They're on the
Really?
lake out there.
Oh, love it or list it.
Mm-mm.
Huh.
No, it's in Canada. It's shit. Now I'm gonna have to send it to you. It's really
Yeah.
good, actually.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah, they're in Toronto.
Oh, that's where I'm
Down
at. Well, like 40 minutes out of Toronto.
And then there's like some fancy lake that has like multi-million-dollar properties out
Yeah.
there.
But I can't
It's
think
a
of the
great-
show.
I'll send it to you. It's a really good one. Look it up because I hate HGTV and all that crap. Like I can't do it anymore. But this one's really good because they actually talk about the real estate process. And this is another thing. Like, don't fancy up real estate. Realtors need to actually put out there the freaking hard work that they do and what an inspection is really like. Like, don't show all the glitz and the glamour of real estate, whatever that might be, but
Yeah.
closing
I know.
time. Don't just show that
Holy
shit.
Yeah.
Talk about the process, and then, you're helping people understand that it's a tough thing. It's you can actually do it. You can buy a property. It's not impossible, but also showing the real side of it too.
Yeah. It's so much of that, what you just said.
I know, right?
That's our entire business. I mean, yeah, that's our entire business model right there, showing the bullshit that happens.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what we do. And I mean,
yep.
It is
Do you
what
guys
it is.
do you guys get people that are not realtors that either comment or follow or talk to you guys about, like, what in the hell?
Yeah, I get a lot of comments and messages saying I'm not even in real estate and I enjoy your content, because
good.
everyone's
So do
at some point either works with a realtor or has bought a house, sold
They
a house,
get it.
rented a place, so they've dealt with some of it, and then there's a lot of crossover in like sales humor and commission only stuff. So anyone that's kind of like cold calling or door knocking or dealing with people as their clients, emotional people, they relate with it for sure.
Yeah.
And I think real estate's just so universal. We're lucky to be in a business that everyone's interested.
Everyone's interest. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone's always on like Zillow and looking at houses and stuff.
Yep.
And I get the same. Mine is more like from potential clients and stuff. They just say like, the way you produce your content is very genuine, and you show all sides, just like you were saying. You show all things of real estate.
There we go.
For you.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
Yeah, I get it, but it's just crazy what opportunity real estate can bring. Like seeing what you're doing now, what Eric's doing, and I'm like dabbling with different shit, and I'm still actively selling, and that the social side is helping my real estate business, but the opportunity it brings, I think people often kind of lose sight of that and don't see everything else that like a heavy social presence can bring, or just being in real estate in general, and which you can kind of get to from that.
Well, and it's always about the intention too. And this isn't anything you do. I think even Eric and I had to really figure this out. Like, okay, what is the intention of doing, broke agent merch, or, what is the intention of doing social media posts or YouTube, or, okay, I'm going to start doing a podcast. Like, what is my intention? And so as long as you got that part figured out, there's a reason for it. There's a reason why you thought of the idea, first of all, it's not money. Just,
my intention is just to my intention is just to make money on all of this. That's it.
Somebody had to say
you always have to be intent.
Just kidding, everyone.
Post with intent.
My intention
but Eric,
is to help
you have
agents.
A good point. No, because I started all this shit. I had started a real estate company, and we were like, this was 12 years ago, and we were like, oh, we're not doing it to make money. And guess what? We did not make shit for 12 years. And then I turned 50, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm doing shit for free. Right. Like, you can't keep going that route, And so the second we changed that, and I don't want to be all mindset-y because that's not my thing, but really kind of, it's true. It's like the second we changed that, actually what happened was EXP was hounding the shit out of us and we had like 26 agents, and
people get very upset when we talk about EXP.
It's good content for
us. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Sorry, EXPers, but they all know this too. So it's, it's true. But yeah, they were hounding us because if they absorbed our company, they had 25 agents automatically instead of just one agent. And so I was walking with a friend of mine who was not in real estate, and I was telling her, I was like, this guy was like a friend of mine, but he won't leave me alone. And now I literally I want to block his call. Like, I don't want to talk to him anymore. And she was like, well, why don't you just do that with your company? And I was like, oh shit. And so we did. We kind of got rid of all of our overhead. I actually went back and did the math and looked at our books and stuff, and was like, oh yeah, we've just been doing what we said we were going to do in the beginning and not make money. And then we changed it to it's not a virtual model, but it is. We just got rid of our overhead, the offices that nobody came into, the staff that nobody needed, the reception or whatever, and just change things around. And what do you know? Literally the next month, like, we have never paid ourselves so much money.
Yeah. And that's awesome. Like, yeah. I mean, I got into real estate to make a lot of money. Yeah. People who got into real estate for their love of architecture can fuck off. Okay.
They don't exist.
I don't believe that you would have been an architect, right?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, Jesus. So like,
Yep.
yeah, we all got into it for the same reason. We don't have to beat around the bush anymore. Like we want to make money, and there's a ton of successful agents, and that's fine.
Or that they like helping people or something, like they're joining the Peace Corps.
Yeah, you could have been a fucking
This
guidance
isn't Habitat
counselor.
for Humanity. Exactly. This is
holy shit, guys.
You're trying to make
Go build a house.
Those are
$50,000
your two main ones: love of architecture and helping people.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever. It's nice. It's nice to come with the
Stop
job.
putting that in your bios.
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
my gosh, it's like, come on. It's not a crime to want to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, you can say that. I think people would appreciate it more. That's what whenever someone asked me, my first year in real estate, someone said, "Why'd you get into real estate?" Everyone said, he's like, "You didn't get into real estate because you like houses." And I was like, that's true. I don't fucking like houses. And I feel like
you don't like houses.
No, I do like houses.
Is that on your business card?
Yeah. I work with me. I don't like
there,
houses. I don't like houses. Yeah. Just be the complete opposite and you'll get business, you know?
Right.
Everyone likes houses. I don't like houses.
You're being real.
No, but it's just, you know, obviously we all like houses. They're very warm.
I mean, yeah,
and stuff like that. But no, I just think people have to be a bit more real with the industry. It's just, you know, you can say that you want to make a lot of money and you can really do whatever you want. Just don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. I wish I had my hat. We actually made hats that said, don't be an asshole. Cause that was always my thing. It's like, just don't be an asshole. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, it's very easy. It's very easy to not be an asshole.
Yeah.
Although from my content, people people always think I'm like an asshole all the time. But I'm only an asshole when people are an asshole first.
Yeah, we met each other. We're both not assholes. All three of us on this podcast are not assholes.
No.
And that is, Matt, that is also my mantra. It's like, I'm not an asshole until I have to be.
Yeah.
Like, don't push me, you know.
I know, because then
I'm
the
being
asshole
super nice.
comes out. You don't want to see the asshole.
Although
Right.
assholes in
You're
real
like,
estate are very successful. There's a lot of successful asshole realtors.
oh my
That's
God.
true. And all the power to them. If that's their shtick, then
yeah,
I don't know. I guess whatever you can do to make it in this world, you know. Tracy, I have a random question for you. I usually have one an episode. You're in Portland?
Yep.
So are you near St. Helens?
No.
Is that a place? Is that a place though?
Oh, you mean like the little city?
Halloween
or the
Town.
mountain.
Halloween Town. Have you heard of this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the movie's Halloween Town. They do a big, I guess, Halloween Town festival every year.
Yep.
Growing up, it was my favorite Halloween movie.
Yep.
I saw that they do a whole reenactment. I heard you're from Portland. Have you ever been? Have you ever been there? Okay.
I haven't. That's the
Right
thing.
on.
Locally, like the locals never go to the cool shit.
Right.
Like, we're like, there's nothing to do.
That's like me with the CN Tower. Everyone's like, oh yeah, let's go to the CN Tower. I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Right.
I walked
I'm
by it
good.
when I was there.
Yeah, it's nice.
You're talking about like the huge needle with the restaurant up top?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that Seattle?
There's a couple of them.
There's a couple of them. Ours is the tallest.
Right.
Their claim to fame, and Justin Bieber. Yeah.
Bigger. Oh, womp womp.
J-Beebs. And Shawn Mendes and Nickelback. Claim to fame right there.
Drake.
Oh yeah. What am I talking about?
That
Drake
guy.
is our real claim to fame. He's our actual. He's our one and only.
The one you forgot about.
Yeah, I did a whole
Kind of like
video
a
on him.
realtor.
Yeah, Jesus.
Exactly.
Eric, do you want to do our rapid fire?
Yeah.
Our not so rapid fire?
Yes.
Go.
Okay. We usually ask the same questions.
Yeah, we should switch it up this time a little bit.
No, but my one is really good.
Okay,
the first
go
one.
ahead.
Okay. Tracy.
I'm scared now.
Okay. If you could choose one celebrity, not a real estate celebrity, one celebrity to join, say you were still selling real estate, join your real estate team, and you think they'd be the most successful real estate agent, who would it be?
Oh, shit. I don't know why, but what's his face off The Sopranos? Tony Soprano just came to mind.
That's a great option.
You'd be terrified. Yeah, that's incredible.
Bash everybody's face in with a bat. Yeah.
Everybody would buy everything.
Get a nice physical presence.
Imagine getting door knocked by that guy.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to sell your house. You're going to get the fuck out of town.
Right.
That's a good answer. What about one celebrity that could rep all things real estate, merch, and attire? Like if you could you could pay one influencer, besides us.
True.
Can I have two?
Yes.
You could have two, yes.
It's Kendall and it's
You'll never guess it. Well,
Kendall and Kylie Jenner.
No.
Okay.
It would be
That would
John
be mine.
Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson from Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
They're Pulp Fiction characters.
Got it.
That'd
But
be
I'm
great.
thinking more strategic. Like if you actually want
In a
someone
real way.
to get a bunch of sales
Fine,
from one,
Kim
get
and
one social
Kylie, I
media
guess.
post, but it's gotta be like realtor adjacent,
Oh,
or at least like
realtor
someone.
people.
I mean, no, at
Not
least someone that like realtors
you-
follow.
No,
I'm
if you
totally
pick,
butchering this.
listen, if you put all things real estate on Kim Kardashian and
Yep, that's
Kylie
true.
Jenner,
That's
people are
true.
gonna buy it. It could
Right.
say
I would have to go
I'm a
Kim and
fucking asshole.
Kanye then, because
There you go.
they're
Fashion
branding
icons.
and yeah, exactly.
Very
They're
good.
icons. Yeah,
Need some real estate Yeezys or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
that's true.
I would
Have
want
you
to do a
ever done-
partnership, not just wear my shit. Be like, okay, what can we do together? Like Skims for realtors? I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be kind of sick. Actually, no, but
No, yeah.
I'm giving
Eric's
Eric
right
all
on
kinds of
that.
crazy ideas for
Exactly.
shit.
All
His
right, if
merch
you had-
store
the
next
wheels
year is
turn.
going to
The
be
wheels turn in.
right.
If you had to sell only one product, what would it be?
That we already have.
Yeah, or just that you don't have.
You know, I have two because I really do love the hoodies, the Real Estate Life hoodies. For whatever reason, the square, I should be wearing it now, but the square one that's Real Estate Life, I really love that. It's a totally different design. And the funny thing is if you spill shit on it, it just wipes right off.
Oh,
So, you know,
nice.
realtors
Sweet.
work in their car and they're constantly eating and
Yeah.
on the go. And then we just did these new map pins, and it's so funny because, you know, it's that whole like, I don't want to put my phone number and my name on my car because then I don't want people to know I'm a realtor, but I want everybody to know I'm a realtor kind of thing. So we did these neighborhood map pins, and they were supposed to look like a Google map pin, like the pin drop. And we did it for like open houses and stuff. I did one that said, I'm neighborhood agent or whatever, to put in front of your house, and then, you know, put your business cards on it or whatever. And one girl posted this picture. She's actually holding it, so she's not even using it really the way that we intended for it. And we have sold I think we sold 400 of those things in like a month and a half, 2 months.
Jesus.
So
That's great. See, there you go, right there. A product that you didn't know necessarily
Yeah.
would kill it.
yeah,
Map pins. Like I don't even know what that is. Like,
yeah,
you mean
they're
just a picture of a map that says like their specific area? Like are these custom map
no,
pins?
it's just designed in the shape of a Google map pin, which was really
Ah.
hard because it almost looked like a balloon.
Right.
And then I was like, everybody's gonna think these are Remax people or whatever. And so
Yeah.
we did the little dot in the middle. No, it's just the shape of a Google map pin, but it says your neighborhood agent on it. You stick it in front of your yard. And so, yeah, again, going back to kind of what Matt was saying earlier about new products, and like you guys were asking me how we decide. And sometimes, again, you just throw something out and see what happens. But we do have to stay ahead of the game and kind of think of stuff all the time, which is another good reason to talk to realtors, because then they can, you know, they're talking, usually they're kind of grievances and, you know, what their pain points are in their business. And so I can be like, oh, well, we can do a product for that or whatever. And those, we have to keep doing that no matter what in this business. Otherwise, at some point, we won't be relevant anymore.
Yeah. Always got to stay relevant.
Yep. Just like realtors. Same
Yep.
thing.
It's the exact same thing. Okay. I'm going to ask one more, and then
All right.
Eric's going to ask his final question.
It's a scary one.
Yes. No.
It's not Halloween
Okay.
anymore.
If you can expand, when you expand to your next storefront,
Yep.
where would you like that storefront to be?
Great question.
Okay, that's
anywhere in the world.
You know, I'm gonna go with. Can I have two? Can I have one in the U.S. and one?
No.
Shit, New Zealand.
Just kidding. Yeah, you can.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Are there a
We
lot
actually-
of realtors there? Like
We
you
have
gotta think.
customer. We
Okay.
just sent something there, and we actually followed it every day to make sure that it made it to them. We've sold in the past there. South Africa is another one, because our stuff doesn't translate obviously in every country. We can't sell shit in Japan or, you know, but yeah, Australia, we get a lot of it's a little different, their real estate is, but yeah. And we were gonna, Matt, it's funny you say that, we were gonna franchise. I was gonna open another location. It just doesn't pencil out, and we just couldn't get it figured out. And I talked to a franchise attorney in Jersey, and he, like, they develop franchises. It's super dope. I was like, this guy's perfect. And he gave me advice that I was like, thank you. He said, you shouldn't franchise your business. You should take the money and the time that it would take to franchise. He said, it is a full-time job, first of all, to franchise. Take that time and money and put it into your business. I was like, oh my God, thank you. I needed to hear that because I was hell bent. I was like, I'm franchising and watched all the YouTube videos all weekend and I was like
Right.
ready to go.
Yeah.
And he was like, don't do it. You
Pump
would,
it into Facebook ads.
yeah.
Yeah. There's so much.
Seriously.
That's the same with real estate again. Like, I
Yeah.
have so many friends who say, like, they started a team and they make less money than they did before. It's like, why the fuck would you want to do that for
Right.
for a team? And they're working way more because
Yeah.
they're helping their team succeed.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I get like the legacy thing and they can sell their database down the road or they can do whatever. But like, to me, I'd rather just make more money.
There's other ways of doing it. And I get that all the time too. People want to ask for advice. I love giving advice because then I don't have to implement it. I just have to tell them what I think, give them my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, the team thing, like just get one person that helps you. You know, obviously you have a team or you want other people because you're really busy or you want your time back, you know, and that's worth money too. But, you know, maybe just one person that can help you or get a transaction coordinator. Take a step back and think about it instead of just going full bore. Like, I need a team. Everybody tells me I have to do the team. And so that's what I'm doing. And then it's like, why did I do that?
I got one
Joining
more.
a team, same thing.
One more question before the scary question.
Okay.
If you had to add someone to your business that would make your business better, something that you can't do, what position would that be? Where you're like, I need this, whether it's posting on social media or customer relations, what would that be?
Definitely a salesperson.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
I'm here.
Yeah. Huh?
Anytime. You got me.
You're hired.
All
Matt.
right, sick.
You mean like an in-house salesperson or someone that's selling this product to, you know, publications or getting all things real estate and, you know, Inman or conferences, or what do you mean by salesperson?
I mean, all of those things, doing the shit that I either don't have the time for, I have the idea and I can't implement it. And also thinking of other ways other than how I would do it. Because that is another struggle bus thing where you're just like, okay, I have, you know, these ideas and this is the track I'm on, but there's probably other things I could be doing. And I just actually thought of that a couple weeks ago because our new location, we're across from we're kind of on like a print row in a way. There's a binding company and there's another printing company. And the sales guy came over to introduce himself to me because he didn't know what we did. And he was like, oh my God, this stuff is amazing. He was even like, you have more like printers and machines than we even do. And they're a print shop that's been in business. It was a Minuteman Press.
Damn.
They're everywhere. I don't know if they're in Cali and Canada, but they're big. They're like Kinko's or whatever. But anyway, he was a salesperson. I was like, oh shit, that would be so dope to have. He was like, I'm so busy. He brings in so much business and there's so much, you get so one track on the freaking social media and the Facebook ads. There's just other ways that, you know, we could be selling shit.
Yep.
Definitely. Yeah, there's so many different ways with affiliate marketing and getting on other people's email blasts. And like, this is something that we're doing now. We're working with, you know, a couple blogs to get, whether it's the templates or our ebooks or our podcasts. Like there's so many different routes and other kind of influencers and publications to work in.
There's other ways of doing shit. Yeah, there definitely is. And there's stuff that we haven't even, you know, thought of, and having somebody else having a different thought process, like especially from the outside in, and a salesy person, you know, again, it's that realtor brain where you're just like, you know, there's other ways of doing. I almost said the skin a cat thing, but that's just the worst saying ever.
This is why we, like, whenever we have conversations, we talk for like an hour because we're constantly giving each other ideas on social or new products or what I could do differently. And it really helps just bouncing ideas off of people. That's why this has been great with Matt too, is just, I finally have someone else to come up with how to promote the podcast. What guests should we have? You know, what can we do differently with our clips? Like when you add more people in, you know, it's hard to give up your full control because you've been doing it one way, but having other, you know, creatives in there is a huge help for the business. Cause then also it like expands your voice and expands your presence too.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like, I wish there was a community for that. Like I've been trying to get a Shopify community locally where we can all talk about, you know, maybe even just stupid things like what apps work best for your business that could really change how you operate. And, you know, it's like, you think I wish there was a community for that. And then, you know, there's probably 5 million of them on Facebook or whatever, but that's just, it's not, there's no substance to it. There's no like real actual things happening and ideas, like with what you were saying, you know, the two of you chatting and having ideas. It's like, and I, you know, getting ideas, just doing this podcast, and which is another reason why I like doing things a little outside the box and doing podcasts and doing other things that I can't think of right now that that really do get your
Podcast is
brain,
good,
like
yeah.
your business brain and your owner brain back to,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all just like all this business is just like a big maze or puzzle. And like the more people you have to have a different look on it, because sometimes you
Yes.
get stuck and you can only see things in one way. Someone
Yep.
comes in and says, "Hey, why don't we do this?" You say, "Fuck, I never thought of that." Then
Yeah.
you expand so much more.
Yep. Yeah. That's why we started our podcast, is that I wanted to talk to everyday realtors that also did that. We could have those conversations and like solve their problems too, at the same time allowing them to share their, remember back in the day, everything was a secret. Realtors didn't want to share what they did because then you would steal it and take all their clients. Oh, sometimes I say customers and clients, but yeah, so it's just a different time now where sharing is caring.
Right.
It's true. Gary Vee really did help with this too, as
Yeah.
far as like giving out free information to everybody. Like I think
All
he
the time.
did help take away the competition aspect of it, because if you help someone, they're going to help you too.
Yeah.
He's helped
Yeah.
in many ways, I think, a lot of industries and a
Yeah.
lot
Oh
of
my
just
God.
entrepreneur minds.
I wish
Um,
I could be a Gary Vee and just like throw shit out all freaking day.
I
I'm
know.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
His
he's
content
great.
production is absurd.
Oh,
But
I'm
it's so
sure.
smart because it's
Yeah.
when you look at it, half the time it's not content he's thinking of. He just
Mhm.
has someone
It's
filming him at all
thinking.
times and he's
Yeah.
talking. He's just
Yep.
talking, and it
And
creates
it's just
amazing
value.
content. Yeah.
You guys should try that. I think that I challenge you both to have a production crew follow you for like a week and
I've
then
been telling
just
Matt to do this for a while.
Yeah. I
He
really
would
do.
crush it.
I really do want to do it. I like, I always like to try new things and stuff, but I don't ever try something if I know I can't commit 100%, because I know the
Yeah.
consistency is where where it actually all happens. So I'll never do something unless I know I can commit. And
Yeah.
it's a big undertaking. So it's something that's on my list for sure to do.
Yeah.
I really want to do that.
Maybe just hire an amateur film dude, that just
Yeah.
needs, and just have him follow, like you have a day of showings and you just have him follow you around or whatever.
know.
You don't have to think about it or.
I'm going to
Yeah.
try it out as I start traveling more for speaking engagements and stuff like that. I'm going to start bringing my current videographer and just
Yeah.
see how those things go. Like when I take trips, and then, I guess we'll
Just
go
get
from
some
there.
kid to follow you with his iPhone. People
Yeah.
will be like, what is happening?
Yeah, get some creep to follow you around and listen in on all of our conversations.
Okay.
Expose
Genius.
us. Yeah.
Start small.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Organic.
So small. Organic. All good. Well,
All right, Tracy, I'll ask you the final question. now.
yes. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for being here, by the way.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Just where can the people find you on social media? That's all it is.
Oh God, that's so hard.
I know.
All things real estate, just Google it.
There you go. Top
Yep.
of the Google.
Top of the Googles. And again, another good reason to be posting freaking content all the time.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Tracy, thanks so much again for being here. This was
Yes.
awesome.
Thanks
And
for having me.
yes, take care.
You too.